Hello everybody, Jingle12 here. We had a great response with the cube competition. It's incredible. I'm happy to say that we are getting lots of forms being filled out. However, there are a lot of questions you guys have had to ask us, a lot of confusing things. So I'm doing this video to clarify some big questions you guys may be asking. Let's start right at the beginning here. I've got 16 questions to answer, or there's 16 things to clarify that I have listed here. If you have any other things that I did not mention, put them down in the comment below and I will try to respond to them in the comments. That is the simplest way to get an answer, and probably going to be one of the quickest ways to get an answer is to put a comment down below. Let's go through these. The first thing that I'd like to state is that matches start August 10th. They do not just start at the end of forms sign up. They do not start before forms are done. They start on August 10th, which is a Monday. They will start on Monday. Sorry. I gotta mindsets here. Okay, next thing. Please fill out only one form per team, guys. Do not fill out more than one form per team. It just makes things easier for us, clarifies things, keeps things less confusing. If you've already done that, it's okay. Don't delete your form. That would only make things worse. Just if you have not filled out a form already, only fill out one per team. Do not fill out more than one. Server invites to the Discord that I announced in the previous video. Those invites will be given out on August 8th or Saturday, the day after forms close. That is when you will be officially invited to the Discord if you were accepted. Do not expect an invite anytime beforehand. And if you are invited by somebody at some time beforehand, do not accept it. It is not real and it's somebody trying to scam you or something like that. Do not trust any links sent by somebody looking like one of the staff members, game masters, or myself, that if they send somebody that looks like me or one of my game masters sends you an invite beforehand, do not accept it. I almost blocked the person because I guarantee that will not be us. We will not be sending you invites anytime early. The next thing is make sure your forms are filled out correctly. We've had a lot of misfilled forms here, and there were some confusing wording on the form, and I will clarify that here in another point. But make sure that the form is filled out correctly. A lot of forms that are filled out incorrectly will not be accepted because we cannot fill it out. We cannot put you in our tournament bracket if you have not filled it out completely correctly. So make sure you do so. You are allowed to edit those forms though, so you can go back and fix that if you filled it out wrong the first time. You must have another person to compete. If another player, it cannot be one of your alts. It cannot be yourself by yourself. You cannot sign up alone. You cannot sign up with you and an alternate account. That's not acceptable. You will not be accepted to this competition. You must have a partner that is set. That will not change in any way, shape, or form. All players are encouraged to play, even if you are lower level or you do not own all the towers. As long as you are level 20, you will most likely be accepted, and you have filled out the form correctly, you will be accepted most likely. Make sure you fill that information out correctly and make sure you sign up. Even if you feel like you don't want to get in the way of other people, sign up. If you feel like you're going to lose, sign up, because I haven't even seen some people that I expected to sign up that I thought were going to do pretty good. I haven't seen them sign up yet. So there's no way. Like, I know a lot of you have been saying Zip and Spidey are going to win it. No, guys, they don't play a lot of competitive. They haven't played a ton of competitive. You have as good a chance as they do, in my opinion, to win this. So don't just throw yourself out because you don't play it as much as someone like Spidey and Zip do, because you've played it plenty. And they don't play competitive as a ton. I don't know how much they play it, but I guarantee to you it's not the main thing they do. So do not worry about people being overpowered because they play it too much. Time zones in the form should be stated clearly as time zones and not just your current time. For example, saying Eastern Standard Time or CST or EST, not CST, that would be Central Standard Time. Or I guess you could say Central Standard Time or CST. If you fill out it like that, that is a correct answer. Saying Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, Mountain Time, I don't know the full name, Mountain Time, stuff like that. or UK times. I don't know the names of those, stuff like that, guys. If you fill it out with your current time, we are using that specifically to make sure that we are matching you up with somebody that is at least close to your current your time zone. We don't want you to be matched up with someone across the world, like you being matched up and you're it's 1 p.m. for you and it's 1 a.m. for the person that you're competing against. So yeah, make sure you fill that out properly as well, or else we won't have any clue what your time zone is. Again, I will note this is actually not edited because I'm trying to get it out as fast as I can. So if I make mistakes in this, I apologize. I really just am trying to get this out as fast as possible. Next question, or clarification. Only answer the final question on the form, which has to do with if you're going to be out, unavailable for 3 or more days. Only answer that question if you are not going to be able to be competing for more than 3 days, and don't fill it out like you haven't been like I saw one answer saying that they hadn't competed since like, they haven't even played the game since 2019. Don't fill it out if you're not going to be playing cube defense at all. Only fill it out if you're going to be available and are willing to play, but you won't be available for 3 or more days at once. If you like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're not available those 3 days in a row, answer that question with those specific days. Do not fill it out if you say, oh, I'm not available at 9 to 10 p.m. on these days. Don't fill that out. It has to be the whole day too. You got to have the whole day clear, being offline and unavailable. And if you have 3 separate days that are different, split up, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to worry about that. It's only if it's 3 or more days, so it could be 4 days, 5 days, that you are unavailable for more than all day. So 3 days in a row or more that you are unavailable all day. That is the only time you should have to fill out that question. That question is technically not required, and you do not have to fill it out if you do not apply. Number 9, the specific time your match starts is determined by you and your teammate and your opponents up until the semifinals. That is determined by you and your teammates. That you guys get to work together to decide a specific time, and once you've decided that specific time, you will fill out a information form. There's a channel on the Discord that you will be able to see and be able to fill out information for us to see, so we know when you will be competing. But that is not up to us to choose when you're competing. You are the one that is choosing to compete here. That will change in the semifinals, as I will be streaming it, and you will also have to work with me, and we will have to decide a good time to stream it. So that'll be a bit different, so don't worry about that too much. That will probably, if anything, be more flexible than any other day or time or any other match, as it'll be very important to get those events streamed out. Number 10, the specific levels of the bracket will be done in days of 3. For example, Monday, August 7th to Wednesday, August 12th is just one example, actually. So it's going to be 3 days of a level of a bracket. You'll have 3 days to compete against your set opponent on the bracket. Before that section of the bracket is closed, we update the bracket, then we move on to the next section. Those that were eliminated are out, they are not competing anymore. Those that are competing now get a new opponent, and they have another 3 days to compete against that opponent. That should repeat up into the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals may be a bit different. I cannot guarantee that. You may still have 3 days, or you may have less. I cannot confirm nor deny that. I do not know at this moment. That may be a bit more flexible, actually, than the rest of the competition. And then as I stated earlier, the semifinals and finals will also be very flexible with myself, as I have to schedule this with you guys. Another big question a lot of people have asked about event towers. Event towers are banned. Almost all event towers, if you consider Trial of Zavuzo towers event towers, those 2 are actually acceptable. However, Lord isn't even available for being used. But Blade Spinner is technically allowed, but all event towers are banned, along with Golden Spike Trap. And let me go ahead, actually, I have a list here. Let me list these out for you guys so you got it clear. These are the exact towers that are banned. You cannot use these towers specifically in this competition. So do not worry if you do not own these towers. That this does not apply to the question asking if you own most towers in the shop, because these are not in the shop. Heavy Turret MK2, Spike Factory, Egg Launcher, Pumpkin Launcher, Flying Dutchman, Santa Sleigh, Dad Ice, Frost Rail, Golden Glue Gun, Golden Light Turret, Egg Cannon, and Golden Spike Trap. Regular Spike Trap is allowed. If you did not know, you can actually purchase normal Spike Trap and own the Golden Spike Trap at the same time. You are allowed to use normal Spike Trap, but you cannot use Golden Spike Trap. That one's off limits. There was another point I just thought of right now that actually was not listed that I forgot about. Game passes. At the moment, we are actually not able to moderate most game passes. Golden Spike Trap is actually one of those that we actually are. But most game passes, we are actually personally unable to really moderate well. It's really hard to make sure players are not using the E key to upgrade. And it's really hard for players not to do it even unintentionally. They just have it. I would have a hard time not using E key to upgrade. So really, things like that we cannot really moderate, and it makes things very difficult to try to. So unless the developers do something about that, make it where game passes are disabled or optional to be disabled in competitive, there is nothing we can do in terms of those game passes. There's nothing we can do in that competition set. So we will not deny that people that spend Robux will have a slight advantage over you. However, that may not be a major advantage. I personally do not believe it's going to be a major disadvantage. So we will just have to see. As I've told other people before, this is only an experiment. This is really an experiment of what a tournament would look like on Cube Defense. This is the first ever Cube Defense tournament, so it's really just a big experiment, guys. So we're going to have issues. We're going to have problems. I knew this when I set it up, but I want those so we know how to fix them for future events. Question number 12. Matches can be done at any time during set days. Set days are the amount of time you have to compete with an opposing team. Actually, I think I've already stated this earlier. Basically, you just have that amount of time. Yeah, I stated this earlier. August 17th, Monday to Wednesday. You have those 3 days to compete against your set opponent before you are either disqualified or your opponent's disqualified. That varies. That's it. That will be explained later in the Discord. That's a much more complicated system that I do not want to try to explain here on this Discord, as it's not necessary right now. So do not worry about being disqualified yet. That shouldn't be something you need to worry about at the moment. When we reach the semifinals and finals, the ways matches will be set up will also go through me. As I was saying, semifinals and finals will be very different compared to the rest of the games. If anything, as I said earlier, they would probably be the most flexible, as I will have to have those videos live streamed on my channel. I haven't actually mentioned that. For most people that, if you do not know, I'm planning on live streaming the semifinals and the finals on my channel. So I will be scheduling that time with you guys to make sure that I have a good time. I'm actually making sure my game isn't like disconnecting me because of that. But I will be scheduling it with the competitors to make sure that they are available at the time to stream with me. You guys will be in VC with me, and we will be competing, and I will be live commentary on your competitions. So that is going to be very much directly scheduled through me and you guys to get that time set down. Maps are decided by the teams up until the semifinals and finals. At that point, I will be choosing the maps, and I will be telling you guys early which maps those are. That'll be your choice as to what map that will be up to the semifinals and the finals. At that point, I will be the one making the decision on what map it is, mostly so I make sure that the map is a good map for a competition, that it does not look bad on camera and is not a horribly hard map to work with as competitive. But before then, you and your opposing team get to decide what map to use. I'm going to leave it up to you. If there are any arguments against this, feel free to DM a game master, and I'm sure that they can settle the argument for you by choosing it themselves. Brackets will be done in single elimination style till the top 4 teams. Once we hit the semifinals, which is the top 4 teams, we will have our competition. And once we'll have our competitions, and the losers will move into the loser finals. The winners will move into the winner finals. The loser finals have a chance to place in third place. As stated earlier, you get Robux for third and fourth place. And then the winners will get the chance to get first in the finals. Guys, this is just to get we have a loser final to make sure that we know who our third place and our fourth place is. That's the only reason we have a loser final, is so we have a third place and a fourth place here. Finally, the last thing that I have written down here is semifinals and finals will be the best 2 out of 3. That means that all other games will be single game elimination, as in if you lose one time against your opponent, you're done. You do not get to come back. You are out. But once we hit semifinals and finals, which I will be streaming, both loser and winner finals, we will be doing best 2 out of 3. So that will be something that you guys will have 2 chances. If you lose once, you have another chance to try to win. And if you manage to pull off 2 wins, then you will move on to the finals, and then you win, depending on where you are currently in the tournament. So that is about everything I have needed to note. There are probably going to be a lot more questions. Please put them in the comments down below. As good as it is to DM me asking these questions, it gets really confusing to me, and there is a chance that I'll give you inaccurate information. I've already done it, I know. So please put them in the comments section so I can make sure I'm answering very accurately to you guys. That is everything that I have written down here, guys. I hope you are educated as to how this will work, and I know that this may have been a bit of a slower video. I'm sorry. I need to get this out as fast as possible, so there is no editing involved here. We're just going recording and publish. So here's your explanation. I hope this is at least mostly enough for you guys. And yeah, again, I'm really excited for this competition. I'm very happy to see the response that we happen. Thank you, Red Guy, for publishing that announcement in the Cosmic Development Discord. Oh, yes, one more thing, actually. Probably a bunch of people already just left the video because of this. Guys, Discord-wise, you have to have a Discord account to compete. I did not mention that either. That's because most people have been asking me through Discord, so that wasn't a question that was asked. Guys, if you want to compete, you have to have a Discord account, which means you have to be above the age of 13. So I apologize, but if you are not above the age of 13, you cannot compete. I don't even know if that's technically legal for you to compete if you're below the age of 13, so this is really a good thing. So, I mean, it could be, but I don't know, so I'm not going to try. I'm not a lawyer. I have no clue. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything, and I don't have a lawyer to tell me anything, so yeah. Guys, please, if you make sure you have a Discord account. If you need to create one, create one. There's a link. There should be a link in the description of this video as well, along with the forum and my group. I hope the group was clear that you had to join the group to be able to gain awards for the competition. But yeah, that's everything that I have here now, I think. So, yeah, there are probably going to be more questions down in the comments, but that's okay. I think I've clarified most of everything that needs to be clarified. And that isn't clarified will either be clarified whenever you become a competitor, or it'll be clarified in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this clarification video, and I will see you I guess still on the battlefield, guys. Thank you everybody so much. See you in the next video.